Okay, so last night you were to do the exercises 1 through 8, and you were to choose the numbers, if any, to make the equation or inequality true from the following set of numbers. So we have 0, 1, 5, 8, 11, and 17. Now hopefully you remembered if you've got an equal sign, there'll be one correct response. The inequalities, there could be more than one. All right, so that's one thing I hope you remembered last night when you were trying these. So it says choose the numbers. So we've got these numbers to put in the place of the unknown. So we've got m plus 5 equals 6. So if we start with 0 and plug that into m, 0 plus 5 equals 6. No, it does not. Then we plug 1 in. 1 plus 5 equals 6. Yes. M equals 1. And I know that there's only one response because there's an equal sign there. And I already found that response, and so I'm ready to go on. M plus 5 is less than or equal to 6. So this time we've got less than. So I've got to find a response that is smaller than or less than 6. So I've got 0 I can put in the place of m. 0 plus 5 is less than 6. Yes, because that would be 5. So m could equal 0. Could m equal 1? Well, 1 plus 5 is less than or equal to. Well, it is equal to 6, so 1 would work. What about 5? 5 plus 5 is less than or equal to 6. No. 8. 8 plus 5 is 13, and 13 is not less than or equal to 6. So I notice that if I go above 1 or 0 or 1, I'm getting incorrect responses. I'm getting false statements. So m has to be either equal to 0 or equal to 1. Now I've got 5h equals 40. Well, I go ahead and I plug in the 0. Well, 0 times 5 is 0, and that's not equal to 40. Oh, I've also got an equal sign, so I know I've only got one response. Okay, 1. 5 times 1 is 5, and that's not equal to 40. 5. 5 times 5 is 25. That's not equal to 40. 8. 8 times 5 equals 40. So h equals 8. 8 is the only response I can have in order to get the right answer. All right, well, let's move down here. So we've got to find what h equals again. So I've got 5h is greater than 40. So I know that 8, when I put 8 in here, 8 times 5 is 40. So it's not going to be greater than 40. And I know that if I put 5 here, 5 times 5, that's going to give me less than 40. So I already know 0, 1, 5, and 8 are not going to be correct responses. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try 11. If I put 11 here in the place of h, what do I get? Well, 5 times 11 is 55. So 11 would work. Now, what would I get if I put 17 here? Well, this isn't a basic fact, so if you want to write this out, 17 times 5, we've got 5 times 7 is 35, and then we've got 5 times 10 is 50, and 3 more 10s would be 80. 85 would be greater than 40. So 11 and 17 would work and get us a true answer. All right, so I've got half y equals 5. Well, let me think here. So if I had 6, let's say I put 6 here, and if I had half of 6, that would give me 3. So it's going to have to be something bigger than 6. Half of 5 is going to get me 1. So I know 0, 1, and 5 will not work. So if I put 8 in the place of y, well, half of 8 is 4. I'm getting close. All right. So what about 11? If I make half of 11, well, I know half of 10 is 5. Half of 11 would be more than 5. That would actually be 5 1/2. And that's bigger, so I know 17 won't work either, because half of 16 is 8. So that's going to be more than 8. So no answers from the set work. None of these answers or none of these numbers from the set work. Okay, well, what about if I did half y is less than 5? So can I put any of these in here and get an answer of less than 5? Well, I'm going to put y equals. Y could equal, well, if I put 0 in here, I've got 0 times half, which would be 0. So 0 is less than 5. What if I put 1 here? Well, what's half of 1? Well, half of 1 is half, and half is less than 5. So 1 will work. What if I put 5 in there? What's half of 5? Well, half of 5 would be 2.5, and 2.5 is less than 5. So 5 will work. What about 8? Well, what's half of 8? Well, half of 8 is 4, and 4 is less than 5. So 8 will work. Now we've got 11. Now, half of 11 we already said was 5.5, and 5.5 is not less than 5. So we've got to stop there. So the numbers that will work are 0, 1, 5, and 8. All right, for number 7, we've got an equal to. So I know there's only one correct response here. So let's go ahead, and since 20, that's an awfully big number, I'm going to start at this side with the biggest number in the set and work my way backward. So I've got 17. 17 minus 3. Well, what is 17 minus 3? Well, 17 take away 3 is 14. So 14 does not equal 20. I'm going with lower numbers now. 11 minus 3. Well, 11 minus 3 is 8, and 8 is not equal to 20. I'm looking at this and I'm thinking that there is no answer. There's no number from the set that will give me a correct answer. No number from the set will work. All right, now we've got k minus 3 is greater than 20. Well, let's go ahead and, well, 17 minus 3 is 14, and that's the biggest number. So if I put 11 in here, I've got 8, and 8's not greater than 20. So again, there's no number from the set will work. All right, I hope you're understanding this. If not, you can always email me. There is an exit ticket for you to complete and hand in. Remember, the due date is April 14th, which is next Tuesday. So if you have any questions or concerns, you can always email me or send me a text on Remind. But this right here is going to be key for you to remember. If you have an equal sign, there's only going to be one correct response. Okay, inequalities can yield more than one response. But when it says equal to, then it's only one response that you're looking for. All right, guys, I want you to keep watching, stay curious, and always keep learning.